In today's video, we are going to talk about how to build wealth without buying a house. I know a lot of people talk about how important it is to buy a house in order to grow your net worth, but that is not necessarily the case. There are other strategies we can use to build our wealth. All right, even though I do like investing in real estate properties, let's talk about how to build wealth without buying a house. Another popular way to build wealth besides investing in real estate is by investing in the stock market. This is one of the most popular ways because it is pretty simple to do. Once you understand the basics of investing in the stock market, you can even automate your investing and make it very, very passive. You can buy individual stocks inside of the stock market. You can also buy index funds, which have a whole bunch of stocks inside of just one fund. You can also buy ETFs, exchange traded funds, which are similar to index funds in the regard that they are tracking something else and have a whole bunch of stocks inside of just one ETF. You can also buy REITs, real estate investment trusts. There are a number of different options you can invest in inside of the stock market. This is a great way to build your wealth over time. I have used this way along with real estate, but it has worked very well for me. I've been very successful with my stock market investing. I do want you to remember that investing in the stock market does come with risk. It is not risk-free. So we need to be careful on what we are investing in and what our investment strategy is. And if you want help getting started investing in the stock market and figuring out a good investment strategy for you, I have a free masterclass. I will leave a link below in the description and you can check that out. The second part of investing in the stock market is choosing your investment account. There are retirement accounts that you can invest in, such as a 401k or a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA, or there are even accounts for business owners like a SEP IRA or a simple IRA, or even a brokerage account. Depending on which type of account you choose, you can get a tax break right now, or you could pull your money out tax-free later on. And if you want to know more about some of these accounts, I do have another video for you. I will leave a link above. I personally have invested in a 401k. When I had my 9-to-5 job, my employer offered that and also offered a match, which is essentially free money. So I definitely invested up to the match in my 401k. I also have set up a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. And then I have a brokerage account as well. And these accounts are all a little bit different, but they all allow you to invest in the stock market to build your wealth without buying a house. And then the third part of building wealth without buying a house is by investing in a business. You can set up your own business and put money inside of that business and grow it and build your wealth that way. You could even invest in someone else's business. I was actually going to do this a while ago. My friend was starting a business where she was going to make modest dresses and sell them. And so I asked her to give me more details about that. And as she got further down the line, it turned out it wasn't going to be a great business for her. So I did not end up investing in that business, but that can be an option. There are different businesses out there that are looking for investors. So if you are not the entrepreneurial type and you don't want to set up your own business and invest that way, you can definitely look for other businesses to invest in. And of course, investing in a business may not always turn out the best. It is risky, but we can do our homework beforehand and make sure that we feel good about that investment. And just like when I started my own business, I was nervous to do that and I wasn't sure how things would go. But I had things in place that if it didn't work out, I could fall back on that and even get another 9-to-5 job. And luckily I haven't done that and I really enjoy my business. And just to give you another example, I started following Brooke Castillo. She is a life coach and she started her own business and it has turned into a huge business where she makes millions of dollars every single year. You just never know what the potential can be or what the possibilities are until you actually start. Just be aware of the risk associated with doing that. And then the fourth part to building wealth without buying a house is to invest in real estate. That's right, I said real estate. But we're not actually going to purchase a physical house. You can invest in real estate inside of the stock market. You can invest in what are called REITs, real estate investment trusts. And these REITs invest in real estate, but you are investing in this type of real estate through the stock market. So you are just buying a share or multiple shares of a REIT and getting exposure to real estate without having to purchase the physical properties and manage them yourself. And then part 5 to building wealth without buying a house is to take a look at our own personal financial situation, and we can decrease our expenses and increase our income. This is one of the simplest ways to get started building wealth. Taking a look at our own financial picture and making adjustments, making improvements so that we have more money to invest. You want to make sure that you know what your financial situation is, whether you have a spending plan or you are using a budgeting app. I personally like using Empower. It used to be called Personal Capital, but that way I can see my full financial picture in just one place very, very quickly. And I can open that app every single morning and see exactly what expenses have happened, what income has come in, and if there are any problems, I can make adjustments very, very quickly. And I can also see where I'm at with where I'm spending my money, and I can make improvements. And also I can see exactly how much I'm spending on everything. So if there is something I feel like is priced too high, maybe my auto insurance is too high, or my home insurance, which may be your renter's insurance if you aren't buying a house, but you can take a look at all of those expenses and then you can call the provider and see if they can offer you a discounted rate if you pay every year or every 6 months, something like that. Or just call a different provider and get another quote, and that could be lower. You could switch over. It's just nice when you can see everything in one place. If that's something you're interested in, I will leave a referral link below. You can click on that and set up a free Empower account. But if you don't like the apps, that's totally fine. Just make sure you are tracking your expenses, and then you can make adjustments, because what gets tracked gets measured and gets improved. If we don't have a clue about where our money is going, we can't really improve it. And just as a side note, I know a lot of people say you need to buy a home, it's an investment. But if it is not making your money work for you, it's not really an investment. When I purchased my very first property, I was excited to do that, but I also had roommates, so I was getting cash flow every single month from my roommates. Because I bought that property, I was able to make my money work for me. If I just own a house and I'm not monetizing it in any way, then it's not actually making my money work for me. Yes, it will appreciate in value over time, but in order to capitalize on that appreciation, I would have to sell my property and either buy another place or rent another place. And a lot of times people don't really think about that. They just think, oh, look at my net worth. I have a really high net worth because my house value is so high, but it's not really doing anything for you. There's also a lot of expenses that go along with owning a home. For example, when I bought one of my properties, it has a really large yard, so I have to maintain that yard. And someone that had owned it before planted huge cottonwood trees in the backyard, and 3 of them were half dead, 1 was completely dead, so I had to pay to get those removed, which is pretty expensive. There are just a lot of costs that go along with home ownership. And not only the yard area, but replacing appliances and replacing a roof, or if the driveway is cracked, getting that fixed. There's all different expenses you have to pay for. So it's not just about buying a home and immediately creating more money for yourself. There are expenses that you have to pay. And depending on your situation, it could definitely be better to rent, especially if you like to move around a lot. For me, it's worked great to invest in real estate, because I make those assets work for me. I rent them out and I have roommates that help pay my mortgage payment. Comment below and tell me one way you are going to build wealth without buying a house. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information, and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and to the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more amazing content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.